Hey guys, this is Brendan with Gone Mobile Vans. We're here at our shop in Costa Mesa, California. We're getting ready to install a new skid plate from Transit Off-Road on our new demo van. Let's get right into it. So about a year and a half ago, we're down in Baja with the Flare Space crew for the back to Baja trip. Some deep sand, ruts, bumps, things like that. And actually this got damaged on that trip as we were having to get through some deep sand, and it absolutely bumped, broke this. This thing got folded down. One of the main reasons why we want to go ahead and add the skid plate from Transit Off-Road to give us that protection. So here's the comparison of the two. So plastic radiator cover from Ford. This thing barely holds up under some tough conditions. This is a 3/16 aluminum, super tough skid plate from Transit Off-Road. Super excited to get this thing on the hair. This thing is going to offer tons of protection for us. So first things, we're going to grab your 10mm ratchet. We're going to unbolt all of these little 6mm bolts from the plastic radiator cover underneath here. So this has to come out before we can finish up the install of the skid plate. So there's about a half a dozen bolts across the front, and there's two more tucked up way up inside that we need to unbolt next. There's two more bolts way up inside. You'll need a long extension, maybe about a 12-inch extension to get these last two bolts off. So the last thing that we get just holding this in place are two metal clips on either side here where the last two bolts were. I'm going to use a panel popping tool and go ahead and pop that guy out right there. I'm going to go do the same on the other side. So the next thing we need to do is we need to drill through the top side of the frame rail right here. This is one mounting location. This is the second one, and there's a third one back there, but we need to drill all the way through on this side and then on the other side of the van as well. The drill bit we're using for these holes is a 5/16 drill bit. After drilling the holes, I'm going to use a little automotive primer to paint the bare metal so we don't have any rust problems later on. So the next step is to remove this 13mm bolt on both sides of the van. These are the inside bolts. There's two of them. We're going to remove the inside one on both sides here. This is 13mm. So either grab a friend or grab a jack so you can start getting the skid plate up into place. So after we get the skid plate up into place here, we're holding it in place, we're going to reinstall these bolts. These are the bolts that Transit Off-Road provides us with these really nice machined aluminum washers. We're going to get these going right back in the same hole that they started from. Get it started. I'm going to go get the other side in, make sure that it's square before I start to tighten these up. So now we're going to take the long bolts that Transit Off-Road provided us. We're going to put through the skid plate, through the frame, and we're going to mount their milled aluminum washer on the top. So here's the order of orientation for these bolts. You got the long bolt, you've got a small washer, you've got this machined aluminum washer that's got a recess in it for the bolt. You've got a flat washer which will go on the top of the frame rail, another small washer, and then a lock nut. Put through the skid plate, through the frame, and we're going to mount their milled aluminum washer on the top. This really provides a lot of coverage for your intercooler and your front plastic bumper down here. Plenty of protection all the way down. Happy with how it looks and happy with how it's going to perform for us. All right guys, that's it for this install for this Transit Off-Road skid plate on our show van. Really happy with the installation. Took us about 30 minutes with a couple of hand tools and a jack. You could do it with a friend if you don't have a jack, but really simple installation, straightforward, great instructions, and a great product. If you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing, and we hope to see you on the next video.